It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see the 2021 leader in passing yards and touchdowns, Tom Brady. He's coming off a quality showing last week. Well over 300 yards in that one. It's the Colts and the Chiefs, and it comes your way. Next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Colts in this matchup. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. They're led out by the southpaw Tua Tagovailoa in his 3rd season now out of the University of Alabama.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on the national stage like this. Really, his entire career has demonstrated incredible poise, no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, and you can tell in the way that he takes the field. His self-belief is evident, and he gets the job done in his mind each and every time.
Tua to throw right away. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Tua. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 15-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Thomas has got it, complete. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds. He'll know where to go with it, incomplete. Koo knocks this one through the post, and the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, it kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man in his 23rd NFL season. Still doing it at age 45, Tom Brady.
I love this quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. Brady now on 1st down. Throws the out route. It's Beasley with a catch. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady. He'll go right back to Beasley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a 2nd consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
On 1st down, Brady. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards that time.
Another completion right there. And again, Charles, good time in the pocket. That offensive line on this opening drive been really solid.
They've been more than solid. They've really tamped down the pass rush and kept him safe in the pocket, able to look around, find his target, and deliver. He's got to make sure he tells the offensive line in the huddle, thanks, fellas. Let's keep it going.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 32-yard line. Brady's throw there complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. And this one caught by Beasley. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 11 yards for number 11.
Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Throwing again on 2nd down. Brady to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand. Really good backhand.
It's a nice top spin on the whole bit. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 60 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Rashawn Slater, first-round pick in 2021, guilty there. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on third down. From the gun, it's Tua. And that is incomplete. To punt on fourth down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Kamara. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Brady. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to find Gallup here complete.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 19 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
A key component of his team's offense. He will certainly stay in that role if he keeps producing like this each week. Expecting to make a run at not only matching, but exceeding those numbers as this one goes on.
From the 24, Brady. Jones has it. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Well, whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's a result of throwing it so many times in practice. It's really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up.
Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
They'll get this out to Kamara. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. A 33-yarder from the left hash. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Tua going to throw. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Here's Tua. He gets it to Thomas. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing. And that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3. Just get the ball right to the receiver.
Is the hitch route. Tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step, like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive back on his heels, get the ball out to the receiver, and he does the rest.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Tua sets up to pass it. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Now Tua. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 31-yard line. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Josie Jewell. And the Colts are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
And now let's discuss Julio Jones. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's got the first down. Yardage before being taken down at midfield. 42 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. The Colts are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
From midfield, here's Brady. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A 10th carry for Kamara. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They run it again with Kamara. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He hits Beasley right side. And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line.
First down for Cole Beasley, who's been in the league since 2012, but has really done his best work over the last 3 seasons. Top 100 targets in each of those years, even flirted with 1,000 yards in 2020 when he was named 2nd team All-Pro. When he's on the field, he's that safety valve that quarterbacks love when they get into trouble.
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. This has been a long drive. You know that defense, they're craving to get off the field. They were able to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
Yeah, and on the offensive side of the ledger, They were thinking about how do we punctuate this drive with 6, right? Make it an exclamation point. Instead, you got to put a question mark next to this drive now after the fumble, even though they recovered it.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Now Brady. He completes it to Jones. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. A 3rd field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Brady now to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. So this defense, they gave up some yards on this drive, but bottom line, they came up with a sack when it mattered.
And we know that every down counts, but let's be honest about it. People focus on 3rd down as a real key down in any drive, any situation. They took full advantage of 3rd down there and made a play.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. This from 44 yards out, left hash. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they continue to lead in the battle of field goals here. It's now 9-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Chiefs offense ready to go again. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
Up the middle with Eckler. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. On first down, Tagovailoa. On the screen, this is Eckler. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down. The Chiefs will try and get to the line quickly. From just shy of midfield. Tua looking Austin Eckler's way again. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. From the 24, Brady. That's caught once again by Gallup. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Brady. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Brady. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Here's Brady to throw. They'll go right back to Beasley. And he is going to have the Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. On second down, Kamara. They find some open field here.
Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for KC in that first half. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. So here are the Colts to take over. They've got the lead here as they start out 1st and 10, trying to erase the memory of the loss last week. That came at the hands of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
To throw is Brady. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. To throw again on second down, Brady. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. Finding room at midfield. Still on his feet. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Well, for Alvin Kamara, that speed-size combo, just about exactly what you want for a running back, and he uses that size, that strength to bust through a would-be tackler there.
Yeah, and this is absolutely a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare as well, because they spend all week preaching about the need to wrap up and make sure tackles, but what a letdown here, and it winds up costing them big yardage.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards, the final tally.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
Now Brady. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. 2nd down and goal. Brady to the goal line, but it's incomplete. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Brady. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. But looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. All things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 52 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Tua. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 32-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Tua. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a 1st down.
On a jet sweep, here comes Chark. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. DJ Chark, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs have got it back to within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the 1st half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is down to 2. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Fake
Phillips. He's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. Responsible for well over 100 yards of total offense, but still hasn't found the end zone. You think that's in the back of his mind going into this drive?
It's always in the back of the mind of a player who's having that type of a day, because you want that gratification for your work, right? You want that stamp on top of everything. But bottom line for him, he's doing great work. Sometimes it just opens it up for other people to actually get into the end zone for him.
The runners, you know, would they rather have 60 yards, 3 touchdowns, or 150 no touchdowns?
I think more than likely 150 and no touchdowns, but all the runners that I know would say, I'll take 150 and 3 touchdowns. They're greedy that way.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. From the gun, it's Brady. And he finds Beasley complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Calling a gain of 5 as they move the sticks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
The throw on 2nd down by Brady is incomplete. Now Brady. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought maybe when he caught, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Here's Cameron Johnston now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
The Chiefs offense set to go. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there, because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
On 2nd down, Eckler. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he is going to lose yardage here. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Tua. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Tua sets up to pass it. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. The Colts getting another possession here on offense. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Brady now on 1st down. He's going to find Gallup here complete. 2nd down and 3. Brady. Looking deep for Julio. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. We keep waiting year after year to see signs of Tom Brady's arm strength deteriorating, but his message there, keep waiting.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Here's Brady to throw. That's Gallup on the slant. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. The left side completion to Jones. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Now Brady again. Ertz over the middle. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. It's been all passing all the time on this drive. 5 for 5 and now 1st and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you think you need to.
They're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing now is Brady. Touchdown, Colts! Julio Jones. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. So a heck of a drive right there with the game potentially hanging in the balance.
A very good drive, and now conversion to make it a 2-score game and a solid lead.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it culminates in a Julio Jones touchdown. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. They started on the ground with Eckler, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 68 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And that's going to be a Chiefs 1st down as he's able to get this up past the 40. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. On the screen, this is Eckler. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. And that is incomplete. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again on offense, we get a peek at Julio Jones now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Looking to throw again on second down. Brady. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Kamara up the middle. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. This offense so far on third down, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try to get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Brady going to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Throwing again on second down. Brady. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first.
95 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Throwing on first down is Brady. And this one caught by Beasley.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. From the gun on third down, Brady. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
A nightmare on third and goal. He sacked and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
For the third time in his career, we saw Marcus Golden record double-digit sacks. 11 of them in 2021, good for 11th overall in the NFL. Talk about someone who plays with a high motor. This guy is wide open on every snap.
So a big one coming here for Ka'imi Fairbairn from 28 yards out. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
And now here comes Kansas City.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? On first down, Tagovailoa. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. From just shy of midfield, Tua. Sharp's got it, left side. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 38-yard line. Looking to pass, Tua. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Tua to throw. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
But the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10.
Tagovailoa.
Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Following the play here, now we've got an injury. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Tua. And that'll be incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Tua. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This one taken just inside the 10. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game. Challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers. Anyone who's going to lay down a block, don't let there be penetration because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. If you can do that, make them burn their timeouts, run out the clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
And this is going to be a Colts first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. Room here to run. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee. The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Brady will take a knee here, and that should just about do it. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win. So for the Colts, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tennessee Titans come to town. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.